This is Tom and Calvin from Team What the Hell, and we're showing off a Cosmic Dragon deck profile, obviously, you know, a week and a day before the, well, more than that. When's the sneak peek? The 9th?
I think so. Yeah.
But anyway, we've got some OCG copies of the Cosmic Dragons. Me and Calvin both are going to build this deck, so let's just dive right into it.
3 Chiwin, Cosmic Dragon of Light, it's the tuner. All of them say when they're destroyed by battle or card effect, you get out another one. This one gets one out in attack or defense position, and if he's in the graveyard and one's destroyed, he can special summon himself. You can't use that effect in the turn that he was destroyed. So, but he's a really good floater, as are all of them. 3 Pulau, Dragon of Wind. He brings him out in attack mode. He's a 0/1800, and if you use him for a synchro summon of a synchro monster, it's unaffected by spells, which is
ridiculous. All these are ridiculous broken, by the way. When you
this guy, same destruction effect, 0/2000, brings them out in attack mode and makes them unaffected by traps when you synchro with them. When you make a synchro with them, so this guy screws up your opponent because they forget about that effect and they just try to like deprison your stuff, and you're like, huh, no.
By the way, these don't trigger engrave to make things immune. I mean, the moment they hit the board,
it is in effect.
I mean, they can't bottomless or anything. That is the best one by far.
They can Divine Wrath, so they can negate the effect, but it won't destroy the monster. 3, I forget his name, Hakon, Cosmic Dragon of Earth, I think it is. Yeah.
I don't even know their names. I just say the attribute.
He's the Earth one. He makes synchros indestructible to battle when you synchro with him, and he's a 1600 beater, which is actually pretty okay in terms of stats. And he brings them out, and he brings out the monsters he summons in defense mode. And then the biggest one, Suwani, the 1900 beater. Suwani, Cosmic Dragon of Fire, whenever you synchro using him, he makes the synchro made with him gains 500 attack or defense, so since the tuner's a level 1, you end up with Catasters with 2700 attack and Armades with 2800 attack, which will just end games against some decks.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
So that's that. And then 2 Archfiend Eater. I couldn't get these offline because they were actually like $6 on eBay. I don't know why.
Believe me, online, Calvin.
So we printed out like copies, and they look actually pretty good. But if you control a face-up monster during your opponent's end phase, you can destroy that monster and special summon him, which triggers all of these effects.
And you can chain Chiwin from grave, and you have 3 monsters on board just by triggering.
So you can make a Stardust, you can make a Black Rose that can't be affected by traps. You know, the works. Book of Moon and Darkhold, because Darkhold's still a good card, and Book of Moon's still ridiculous. 2 MST, because I don't like back row, and I don't think anybody does, and this deck doesn't lose to back row, but it helps to alleviate some problem back row. 2 Soul Charge, because... Okay,
LOL?
Yeah, well, do we need to explain this? 3 Cosmic Dragon Comet Trail. It returns 3 Wurm-type monsters, which is what these guys' type is. It returns 3 Wurms to your deck and then draws 2. You can only activate 1 per turn. So it's a mini Pot of Avarice, but it's almost strictly better than Pot of Avarice because it only returns 3 and it still draws you 2. Which
this
is
card
awesome.
is ridiculous.
This will win you. Resolving 2 of these will pretty much win you the game most of the time.
And if resolving that doesn't,
then
these 3 certainly will.
Not only, in addition to like having a great floater, having 15 great floaters in the deck, whenever your stuff dies, you get to draw a card, which is awesome with these guys. So these guys make up for the first turn no draw. They do a lot of other good stuff in the deck, just being able to interact with some synchro effects later in the video. So that's pretty good. 3 Pui, because it's the only relevant removal that like doesn't kill yourself, and so it's good in this deck because you always have a full hand, and it's just a really good card in general.
And you can pitch Archfiend Eater and chew in with it.
Yeah, it gets your stuff in grave, and then it's just really good. And we're not running Foolish anymore. I was running a Foolish and a Level Eater, but that derpy combo, there is a derpy combo there, but that's not really worth it. That's better for the Quasar build, but this is not the Quasar build. 3 of the Cosmic Dragon Constellation. This adds an additional special summon to... It says once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed, not even a Cosmic Dragon, if a monster you control is destroyed, special summon a Cosmic Dragon from your deck, which means you get an additional summon every time they destroy something. So if they're playing the 1 monster game like Yamato or something like that, then you can benefit from that and plus infinitum and just destroy them for it. And then 2 skill drain, because decks lose to skill drain, and this
hardcore.
deck does not lose to skill drain because none of our stuff is affected by traps if we make it right. So
and all of it triggers engrave.
so yeah, most of our stuff triggers engrave, and so we're all good through skill drain, and that's fine. And then 3 traps. Compulse, Bottomless, and Mourning, because they're just good removal and they don't completely destroy you against like hands and stuff. So you know, it's just good stuff. For the extra deck, I'm running the formula. I don't know why. It's good if you don't have skill drain up, but otherwise it's just not that great. It's really good with the additional Cosmic Dragons effects, because in addition to this, all of these guys have an effect where during your opponent's turn, you can synchro summon, during your opponent's main phase or battle phase, you can synchro summon using these guys. This effect only works when there isn't skill drain up, but you can synchro summon using these guys during your opponent's turn, as long as all the other materials are Wurm type monsters. So you can make synchros during your opponent's turn, which most of the time makes it harder for them to stop, which is really good. It's a good way to end phase, like, oh, end phase, I'm going to make end battle phase, I'm going to make a Black Rose, and I'm going to destroy your board, and you're going to have nothing while I go into my main phase. So, but Formula's effect is tacked on those guys, and Formula's just good. And I don't know why I spend that much time explaining Formula. Balmung. This guy would not be nearly as good in this deck as he is, except for this guy, because you make this guy by using this guy in the tuner, so so he can't be destroyed by battle. So the only way to destroy him is by card effect, which will trigger his effect to special summon a level 4 or lower monster from grave. So he's really good. I might even take him up to 2. He is that good in this deck because of this guy.
I still need one.
Yeah, he's awesome. Armades and Catastrophe, I'm borrowing Tom's Armades for this. But as I said, with the Fire guy, he's a 2800 and a 2700. But alternately, you can also make them unaffected by spells and invincible to battle.
Which makes
or you can make them super unaffected by traps by making them with 2 of this guy in the tuner.
I like the wind and water, or whatever you just did for the Armades, because I mean he's kind of small, but making him not destroyed by battle is just hysterical.
Yeah, and that's always good. If you make a 2800 one against Fire Kings with this guy, you just can't lose almost. And then HGS and Goyo. The best 2 ways to make these guys. You have 2 ways to make them, which is the 1 and the 4. Which will make him plus 500 and immune to spells, which makes you have a 3300 Goyo and a 2900 Simoth, which will almost always get in there for whatever you need to have.
He's not throwing the tuner in there, it's implied.
And then for the other option, you can make it with the 2 and the 3, which makes them invincible to battle and traps, which makes HDS Simoth like the best synchro in the game.
Let me tell you something. That water one is just ridiculous.
This guy is the pro of the deck. Like, as much as people skip on playing him for these guys, this guy is the best card.
He's a champion. Why would you? I mean, he pretty much screws the opponent over 100%. They're done.
But yeah, Goyo's back to 1, so we're gonna play Goyo.
Yes.
I can't play it yet on YGO Pro, but I super enjoy it. Black Rose. The most efficient way to make him in this deck is with these 2 guys, which means you make a 2900 Black Rose that can't be bottomless, can't be Fiendish Chained, and can't be Breakthrough Skill. You win.
You're going to blow up the board.
I play an Ancient Fairy because you make him so that he's unaffected by traps, so it actually gets relevant that you can destroy your opponent's field spells and gain 1000 life points, or you can special summon more monsters from your hand, and he's just good. And he's got 3000 defense. Doesn't like 3000 defense. And with the Fire guy, he's got 3,500 defense. They're not killing your Ancient Fairy by battle.
No, not at all.
Scrap Dragon, Stardust. The ways you make these guys usually are plus 500 unaffected by battle, but you can sub out the can't destroy by battle for unaffected by spells and traps.
Which I have done before.
Which makes Scrap Dragon hilarious. And that's also the best way to make the main synchro of the deck, which is Shofuku Cosmic Brilliance of the Cosmic Dragons.
This guy is bonkers.
Whenever you synchro summon him, you get to shuffle a number of cards into your opponent's deck equal to the number of different attributes of Wurm monsters used for his synchro summon, which if you make it this way, not only does it go off under skill drain because of this guy's effect, you get to shuffle 4 cards on your opponent's side of the field into the deck.
And he's unaffected by spells.
And if you do it during your opponent's main phase, you can shuffle 3 cards into their deck using this, not under skill drain, but you can shuffle 3 cards into their deck, which is just a huge tempo loss, so it's really, really good.
It's kind of like my old version of the emergency Wurm in Quick Draw, where I'd synchro with Formula on their turn.
Oh, don't worry, he's in here. Colossal Fighter, because Colossal Fighter under skill drain, that doesn't need much explanation beyond that. And then he's unaffected by traps and can't be destroyed by, you know the rest, yeah. Colossal Fighter's awesome. Okay. Mistworm. I don't think this one needs explanation either, but if you make him where he's, if you make him with the level 2 guy, that's 1, 2, 3, either 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with 2 of these guys, or you use 2 of these guys and 1 of these guys and make a 3,000 attack point Mistworm that's unaffected by trap cards. So, or you can make it with 2 of these guys, which means you've got a 3,500 Mistworm. So, either way, it's awful and disgusting. And then 1 Leo, because the best way to make him is unaffected by spells and traps, and then can't be controlled by battle. And that pretty much will win you the game, I think.
I mean,
if that doesn't win you the game, then...
Your opponent deserved to win if they get over it, to be honest.
If that doesn't win you the game, then hopefully this will.
Yes.
So, that's the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I can let Tom close us out.
Yeah, I'll probably build this deck. My build's a little bit different, but I'll actually be doing mine on the day that all the stuff comes out, because I'm going to be getting it immediately. I'll be scrambling for it. But this deck is crazy, and we love it. Like, comment, rate, sub, do whatever, and we'll see you later.